Oh, and you made me think, you know, she has spent a few years in America, and she did seem a little more confrontational in this episode. Like definitely the honesty is still there, but like especially when those girls are like tittering about her, and she actually calls them out. Like I feel like you don't see that in a lot of anime. It's just like
that's true.
Normally it would be like an angsty moment where like I can hear them talking about me.
And then you just kind of like internalize everything, and it's like, you don't actually see them going up and being like, listen,
you got something to say, and the way she did it was very almost classy, because she's like, she didn't attack them, but she's like, hey, if you've got something to say about me, say it to my face.
Yeah,
don't hide.
And it was also surprising that they also said something back too. So
because
they were like,
true.
You're very selfish. Like, she's like, oh, okay. But at least she was like she was hurt by it, but at least like she managed to like take it and own it almost.
Yeah.
And that's really like the big part of this entire like story for this movie, was just like coming to terms with the fact of like, this is just who you are, and sometimes you either have to own it or you have to overcome it. And I think, like, for Mimi it was owning it, and for Joe it was overcoming it.
Yeah,
so
that's very true.
Yeah,
and that's a nice segue into talking about Joe. But I did want to say before we move on from Mimi that I thought it was a nice compromise how Mimi and May decided to wear the outfits anyway, and none of the other girls did.
That was so cute.
Yeah,
that was so cute.
Yeah,
and I did like how, because I didn't notice it until you pointed it out, was that Sora was there helping with the sewing, and that's what she ends up doing for a career, you know, in the epilogue. So I was very happy about that.
Yes.
Like
as much as I hate the epilogue, I like that they're sowing seeds of it.
Well, I don't totally hate the epilogue anymore, but it's just because I had to come to terms with it. So well, just like Joe.
Just like Joe. What I did like about that was just like Sora is so supportive that of course if someone's having a problem she's gonna help them out.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just like she discovers she likes something along the way, and so I can accept it from that point of view.
Yeah.
But Joe has always been one of my favorites, and I was so excited all the stuff that they built up in the first movie of like he's getting his practical nature is now getting in the way of the team, and everything they did in this episode was glorious.
Yeah. And it's something that like wasn't like him just being the way that he is in Try so far hasn't been a surprise or anything like that, because he was like that in Adventure and in O2, and especially in O2 because he had the same sort of things where it was always him and Yamato that always kind of like stood out on the sidelines because they're always busy with other things. And so it makes sense, and it makes sense that he is also older than the other kids, so he's in his final year of high school and he has all of the exams that he has to do, so it makes sense. And like I saw some posts on Tumblr where they were like, they had the screen caps of him like skipping prep school to help Iori in the one episode in O2, and it just said at the bottom, it was like, what happened, Joe? like why are you so concerned now? And it's like, well, that was also 3 years ago when he first started high school, so like that we see a little bit of like off-screen character development, I guess, from there, where, you know, probably the pressures of needing to be something, and that, you know, maybe he's losing confidence in himself and like his abilities, and, you know, maybe he's just not very good at studying and taking tests and stuff. So I could see how this could be a natural progression, and it's really sad.
Oh my gosh, it was super sad.
Like, I'm definitely on board with Joe now. Like, when I was a kid, I was all about like, oh, Yamato, he's so kawaii desu, and like, but now I'm just like definitely like, dude, Joe's the best. He's the bomb diggity, and it's just because he's probably like one of the most real, and his relationship with Gomamon is by far I'm sure you're gonna agree with me. I think Joe and Gomamon have the best partner Digimon relationship, and these two movies have just been fantastic for, like, really establishing that. And especially, I don't know how far it... I'll let you go.
What? Oh, no! What are you going to say? Finish that.
I like how, like, this, for, like, the first... Well, I'm sure there must have been, like, 1 or 2 times in the past where just, like a Digimon just leaves their partner.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and just because he's, like, poor Gomamon just, like, he understands that he has a responsibility and that he has the reliability, like, he needs to be reliable to the team, and somewhere along the line, Joe just forgot about his crest. Like, he was trying to be reliable in other ways, and it wasn't to protecting the digital world or Digimon or anything else. He has to focus on himself. He needs to be reliable to himself, but he can't do that. And so Gomamon just goes off, and it's super sad, and then they have the fight, and why? That's not okay. It's not okay to show teardrops, okay?
Oh.
It's not okay.
I know. It's not okay, but that was one of my favorite moments.
Oh, definitely.
Like, oh, man.
Definitely.
First we get A+ on the ugly cry from Joe.
Yes.
And then...
Oh, it was so ugly.
Oh, it was so amazing. And then just the 3 teardrops from Gomamon. I was like, oh.
Yeah, not cool.
Oh, not cool.
But...
Yeah. What I really like about this is that we're seeing characteristics that, like you said, for Mimi and Joe that have always been there.
Yeah.
But they're using them to tell new stories.
Mm-hmm.
I really love that.
Yeah.
I guess I always kind of thought Mimi would be the one to eventually say, I'm sick of the fighting, because she's kind of done that, like in Adventure when she was like, I can't stand any more fighting. So it was interesting to see Joe be the one who was like, I don't want to fight anymore.
Yeah.
But it makes sense with all the stress that he has. And I've always been really fascinated by the dynamic of Joe being the oldest and everything that entails from a cultural standpoint in Japanese, and also this being a fantasy world that operates on the innocence of children and their wishes, and Joe being, almost incompatible with that at first, and slowly learning to accept it, but he's always been the one who struggled with it the most, and I love that. I love that. Joe is the best.
Yes, I have to agree. He was definitely the most enjoyable part of this episode, I would say. And then, of course, Mimi coming in a very close second. But, and I feel like when we get to the battle at the end, his emotions felt really real when he wanted to help Gomamon. I don't think they did such a great job with Mimi and the fact that she was able to go Mega. It felt a lot less substantial. They kind of had the realization and stuff together in front of the computer, but still it just felt more powerful coming from Joe.
Definitely.
So I guess that would be one criticism that I would have specifically for that specific scene. But yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. But should we talk about their mega forms showing up and what that was like?
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was really pretty.
Yeah.
I just like the animation in it.
Oh,
I like the gold bands
coming
down. I think that looks really cool.
That is cool.
And it was the first time that we actually saw them mega evolve, because in the first movie they didn't go through that transformation when they went to War Greymon and Metal Garurumon. They just kind of appeared.
That's true. I didn't think
So
about that.
So it was nice to see those transformation animations for the first time. But yeah, and also it was cool that we've just never seen their megas before in the anime.
Yeah.
So, and I know everybody else is super excited about it because I'm sure they've probably seen them in the video games, and unfortunately I haven't played too many of the Digimon video games, so...
Yeah, I haven't played any of them. But Wasn't Rosemont in one of the other anime series? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I remembered seeing her in like a later version.
I don't know. I only watched up to Tamers.
Okay. Okay. Well, I was thinking maybe what's the one where they're all older? Sabers? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I still want to watch Sabers really bad.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought but I don't think Baikon's been in the anime.
Yeah, he was pretty cool looking.
He was
pretty cool looking.
Yeah, I loved his attack with the maces that shot out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's Neato Spaghetto.
Totally.